The tooth fairy is a beloved figure in many households, swooping in at night to collect lost teeth and leaving behind a small reward in exchange. But where did this whimsical tradition come from? And how did a simple lost tooth become connected with a magical fairy? Today, let's explore the fascinating origins of the tooth fairy and how this charming tradition evolved. The practice of doing something special with a lost tooth goes back centuries and can be found in cultures around the world. In early European traditions, it was common to bury or burn children's baby teeth. This wasn't just a matter of superstition, it was believed to protect the child from harm. In medieval Europe, people thought that witches could use teeth for casting spells, so destroying the teeth after they fell out was considered a form of protection. One of the earliest references to a ritual involving lost teeth comes from Norse mythology. In Viking culture, children's teeth were considered valuable. Vikings believed that baby teeth brought good luck, especially in battle, so they would sometimes pay children for their lost teeth, creating the early seeds of the tooth for money exchange that we know today. This practice, known as tandfay, helped lay the foundation for the modern tooth fairy tradition. The modern idea of the tooth fairy, however, didn't take shape until the 20th century. While European traditions involving teeth were evolving, the concept of a fairy figure began to gain popularity, thanks to the influence of folklore and literature. Fairies had long been present in European mythology as magical creatures who could intervene in human affairs. In the early 1900s, the tooth fairy became part of this folklore, blending older traditions with the idea of a benevolent magical figure. In the United States, the tooth fairy as we know it began to emerge around the 1920s. It was during this period that the custom of placing a lost tooth under the pillow and receiving a coin or small gift became widely practiced. The idea was likely inspired by other folk traditions, like those in Spain, where Ratoncito Pérez, a little mouse, collects children's teeth and leaves behind a gift. Over time, the tooth fairy grew in popularity in American culture, and by the mid-20th century, she became a fixture in many households. Part of the appeal of the tooth fairy is her role in easing the fears that children may have about losing their teeth. The promise of a small reward makes the experience exciting rather than scary, transforming an inevitable part of growing up into something magical. The tradition also offers parents a way to celebrate this milestone with their children, marking the transition from childhood to adolescence. Today, the tooth fairy is a widespread tradition in many countries, with her presence varying slightly from culture to culture. But her core role remains the same, turning a lost tooth into a memorable moment of wonder and excitement. And that's the origin of the tooth fairy, a delightful blend of ancient rituals, folklore, and modern imagination, turning a child's lost tooth into a magical event.